Hello friends, welcome back to Rocks for Brains. Today I am going to make some mosaics. I recently went down to Tucson for a plant sale, but I stopped at Gem World and found a whole bag of unbeaded, no, unholed, I don't know, little stones that were intended to be beads, but they didn't have holes in them yet. And they're little diamond shaped. And so I have all of these different kinds of colors of stones, and I wanted to make some mosaics. I have done this before with glass mosaic pieces, made some kind of geometric patterns and a little cactus that I put in my garden. But today, this is gonna be a little trickier maybe, because these are pretty thick. Now, I have all of the different stones sorted already. So that way I can see, how many I have of each kind and kind of decide which designs will be best based on, what I have. It looks like there's some carnelian in here, definitely some tiger's eye, some agate. I don't know if that's serpentine or serpentinite, labradorite. Oh, I can't remember what that is. Jaspers, all sorts of different things. And then, oh yeah, of course, the bag of random pieces. Some of these do have the holes for beads in them already. And then I kind of have a bag of some kind that there was not really like many of them. There's some lepidolite in there. And I maybe think some mahogany obsidian as well. But these are kind of the best of the best and the most unique ones in there. So maybe those will be centers. But I want to try to do 3 different designs. And I'm thinking one might be kind of like a quilt pattern. One might be, I don't know, more of a traditional mosaic, or maybe something to do with water. And then one I want as an animal. I've been wanting to do a raven mosaic for a long time, so I don't know, we'll see if I have the right pieces for that. Maybe the labradorite, because it's kind of shimmery, might be good for bird feathers. We'll see. The way I did this last time, I actually just put tile grout on top of the stepping stones, and these are just like concrete stepping stones you can buy at a home improvement store. So I just put some sanded grout, like a thin layer on here, and then placed the pieces on top of it. And then once that set a little bit, then I actually grouted it. And probably this time, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if I maybe make it thicker and then push them down in there like I did with the fireplace. But I'm gonna try to lay out the patterns first and then put them onto there. So we'll give it a go. These dang little stones are so slippery. It's not working too well for me to lay them out on here. I think I'm actually just gonna lay them out on one of the stones, and then that'll help me see, how big the pattern is anyway and make sure it fits. And then when I'm ready to put it on a stone for good, I'm just gonna move it from this to this, with this one having the grout on it, and then it'll just be a transfer over and make it a lot easier, I think. We'll see. Finished 2 designs, so just kind of a standard mosaic, a little bit like a quilt pattern, and then more like an ocean scene, I guess. I've got a little turtle and a fish, some seaweed, something that kind of looks like a starfish, at least that's what I was attempting. So now here comes the hard part. I'm going to try to put a thin layer of the grout on here and then transfer everything over and stick it on the block. And then I'll do that with that one. I left the third one blank so that I was able to do that, and didn't do the third pattern yet. And then I believe the grout's gonna have to sit for a few hours, maybe overnight. I'll have to check the box. So I may have to finish it tomorrow. But I like what I have so far, making good progress. See if I can recreate it and make it permanent. I might have made an error. So this one, the mosaic that you can't see currently, I didn't put enough grout when I put the pieces on it. This one, I corrected that mistake and it's pretty thick, so I'll only have to put like a little bit of grout on the top of it. But I decided that it would be a good idea to get kind of like really thin grout and pour it on the top of this one, because I was worried that the stones would not stick to anything and just kind of fall off and it wouldn't be good. So now I kind of have a muddy mess. We're gonna wait a little bit to let it set, and hopefully I can take a wet sponge and carefully get the excess off, so you can see the stones again. I think it'll be okay. It just looks pretty terrible right now. This one came out well. Just have to maybe tomorrow put a little bit more on the top, and then let it set and clean it off. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's not exactly the same as the original design, but it turned out nice. I like my little turtle and my seaweed and my fish, and a little starfish up there. I just gotta fix that. Phew, okay. Crisis averted. It took a while, but now at least I can see all the stones. I was able to very slowly and very carefully clean it off as the grout was setting. Probably I'm not gonna have to put more on there. It's tough because some of these are much thicker than others, so there's no way really to make it even. now. I probably could if I had done something like you would do with regular tiles, but you know, it looks pretty good so far. We'll see how it looks tomorrow. All right, it's the next day, and they turned out pretty good. Just have to clean a little bit of the grout residue off of these. I don't think I need to put any more on there. They're pretty well in. But this one I definitely put another layer of the grout on top and then clean it off. So we'll get going on that. I realized after I cleaned this off yesterday that I kind of messed up the pattern a little bit, because these pieces were supposed to be sticking out on the same direction, or I guess parallel to each other here. And I did that on this one, but then I accidentally put this one the wrong direction. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's how I could have done it. I could have done them alternating and had this one facing that way. That would have looked cool too. It's not really that noticeable now. It's just kind of funny because the reason I did it the way that it is up here is because it didn't fit on both sides. So if I did this little kind of like flower type pattern here, I couldn't have done it on the end of this and this. It wouldn't fit. But it still looks good. That's okay. Yay! That actually worked. Cool. And I have tons of rocks left. So I can definitely make more of these. But I really like how that turned out. I almost left the turtle tail covered up, but I remembered that and I found it. These are all different heights, so it's a little difficult sometimes. I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow and do a final cleaning on top of all these little pieces of stone, but yeah, that's cool. And this is gonna dry into this light color as well. Yep, tomorrow, or I don't know. I don't know how long it takes, but it'll dry later. Well, I'm glad that turned out and I didn't ruin it. And I'm definitely going to be making more of those in the future with all of the different stones that I have left. I might be able to even make things with maybe some of the stones that I polish on the flat lap. I don't know. They'd have to be pretty thin. At the moment, unfortunately, my flat lap machine is out of commission. I was working on a belt buckle, well, not the belt buckle itself, but hang on. The stone for the belt buckle, a couple of these, and my motor on my flat lap machine burnt out. So I have to send that in for repairs now until I can do any of that stuff again. I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks maybe I am going to go out near Holbrook and look for some petrified wood, which will be pretty exciting. It's been a while since I've been over in that area and I really want to go look for some petrified wood. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for watching. Until next time, try learn something new every day. Bye.